Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes Build Events and be a part of something extraordinary.
For the first time this season, the Saturday Night Racing League, presented by M&J Distributors, is underway at Daytona.
Sorry for the wait. Didn't think I'd come up, just need a little faith. I've been patient.
It's killing this line because McWhorter can't complete the pass, and he's sideways off the corner, and he held on to it. Oh, Shadow gets turned into turn number 3. McWhorter, Klinger, all in the outside wall. Caution is out. We're going to get a late race restart. Joshua Banks coming out of turn number 4, win number 6 in Saturday Night Racing League. First of the season for the 35. He gets it done in Dover.
The new winner this season, the 09 of Chad Klinger, off of turn 4. He will be victorious tonight at Phoenix. But the 73 of Joseph McWhorter is going to be your season 2 champion. Here he comes off of turns 3 and 4. It sounds like he saved enough fuel. Seth Hatchell, with an excellent strategy, is going to win here tonight at Kentucky Speedway.
Banks takes him 3 wide down the backstretch for the lead. Look at this, 3 wide again. The top 3 still 3 wide for the lead. Banks on the inside, right in the middle, Kevin on the outside.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now.
Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this is my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind.
Pull those belts tight. You're watching Saturday Night Racing League, only on VSPEED.
Well, it's a racetrack that needs no introduction. It's on the West Coast. And I tell you what, it's one of my favorite places to be at. Live here tonight from the Virtual Auto Club Speedway, living on in history. It's the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series presented by M&J Distributors. Week number 3 here tonight. We've seen a lot of racing throughout these 3 seasons. Season 4 still teeing off, just getting started. We had an off week after Legacy Texas and the actual current Texas Motor Speedway for the Cup Series. Connor Horn up here in the booth with me. We got a lot going on here in the point standings.
Yeah, a lot of moving in the point standings. We had our off week last week. That's our only off week until Memorial Day all the way in May. Until then, we got basically 2 months of non-stop action from tonight at Auto Club all the way to the Chase opener at Michigan all the way in May. we're going all the way there. It's the playoffs, the chase. It's been moving around after the first 2 weeks of the season. Bailey Turner is 2 for 2. Took 2 tires to win at Texas after getting the season opener with help from Adam Cabot at Daytona. Angela Horonis, Ortega, Sturgill, Floyd, the top 5. Everyone behind Bailey Turner is going to be almost certainly in a different position after tonight. We'll see if the 24 has another good race. He is the most recent winner at this track. Adam Cabot only 1 start, still in the top 20. Ben Bafford got that race stolen from last week. He's 18th in points. And obviously Joshua Banks back in 15th, trying to go back to back.
Oh, we got to wonder, are we going to go back to the trend that we saw in the first 3 seasons where we had multiple different winners? It was a very limited list on multi-time winners during those 3 seasons. And so for Bailey Turner, he's kind of broke the ice. He broke the mold on what this league has kind of shown us and the history of how everything's worked out. You got to wonder, is he going to go 3 for 3? That's a tall order here in this league.
Yeah, it really does not happen often. He's trying to go back-to-back, like I mentioned, at this track. He's the most recent winner. And when we were in the Xfinity Series cars last season, he saved just enough fuel to get the checkered flag in front of Case Lakatos. So he's going to try to go back-to-back and also 3 in a row at this 2-mile racetrack that, unfortunately, for now, is at least no more in any capacity. Hopefully, we at least get a short track out of it. But I still wish we had the 2-mile track still open in June of 97, closed in, I guess, March of 23, really. 2-mile track. Not that much banking, but it feels like a lot more when the corners are as wide as they are. You can go 6 wide here, no problem, unlike a lot of racetracks. This is definitely an action track, especially in these next-gen cars where track position is going to be key and the draft is going to be very strong.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend 6 wide, but you can do it. I just don't know where that guy on the inside is going to end up, and I'd have to say for 100 laps here tonight, we'll see a lot of 3 wide action. 4 tire sets available, 3 green-white checkered attempts, 80% fuel on that iRacing fixed setup. This could turn into a fuel strategy race as well, Connor. It's notorious for that.
Yeah, we've seen this become a fuel issue. This track has an issue with fuel a lot of times, so I would not be surprised to see it become a fuel race. It just depends where the cautions fall. They fell perfectly for Bailey Turner and those guys last season. We'll see if it turns into the same sort of situation again, because for something about these big tracks that makes it notorious for having fuel races. Whether it's Auto Club Michigan Pocono, they're usually the most likely to have fuel issues happen.
Well, let's get you to the grid now. Starting on the pole here tonight, it's going to be Ben Bafford with a 41.137. He beats James Lehman 41.201, so about 0.07 of a second separate these 2 drivers. Row number 2 belongs to Alec Martinez, making it out there in the number 43. J.R. Shepard will start to his outside. Row number 3 belongs to Joseph McWhorter, Season 2 champion. Tyler Johar will start in 6th. 7th goes to Andrew Telkinoff, and there's Jeff Wright, Season 1 champion, starting in 8th position. Max Cost in 9th, and Brian Chambliss. How about that? Max Cost, top 10 to start here. Brian Chambliss will start in 10th.
Costa looking for career win number 1 in this series. Behind him will be Michael Sturgill in the number 3, starting 11th position, going for another victory in this series, alongside the 13 of Caleb Weekly, who starts 12th. 13th position will go to the 71 of Ryan Carwile, alongside one of the ones to watch tonight for sure. Adam Cabot did not race 2 weeks ago. He's back at Auto Club tonight. He'll start from the 14th position. 15th position will go to, trying to see that number, that's the 06 of Nick Hapiak in a Ford Mustang, starting 15th, alongside Johnny Rapp with the green numbers in a Chevy Camaro in the 52. 17th position, Philip Brewer, who I believe won the Challenger Series race in that Zin Camaro. That's where he will start tonight in 17th, looking to become the first repeat winner to win both races on the same night. And then in row number 10, Noah Mahalski in 19th will start this race. Josh Adams, he clocked in 20th, but he will not start this race.
Bailey Turner there to the outside of Philip Brewer, and you go back to 21st, Keith Shoemaker, Rob Denton, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, Morgan Lilly, Donnie Knight. We had 50-plus cars trying to get in here tonight. Dakota Floyd, Kenny Kibbe. Then you go back to 27th position, Oscar Jensen, Brian Hennings. Top 30 is Ben Laughter and Rob Hamp.
I don't believe Ben Laughter will start tonight either. Nick Wood and Chad Klinger side by side. Klinger had that issue with Stravado last season, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, not last season, but they've had issues. As we'll go around one more time, as we will get the one to go this time by. Joshua Banks has a long way to go if he wants to win tonight. He starts 33rd alongside Bryce Shoemaker. in that 34th position. And then in behind, Matt Shinofsky in the 31 alongside Case Lakatos in the 50, who I believe had a wheel issue last week. Looks like that is remedied this week, but starting back in 36th position. Clocking in the 37th position, Logan Threlkeld, who will start tonight. Broderick Vaclavic will not start tonight after clocking in the 38th position. Austin Belke will start tonight, the 39th position. Stefan Davis did not make this field. He would have started 40th.
So I'm not 100% here on all the cars that did make it or didn't make it, but like we said, we had 51 guys try to get in here. John Sanu tried his luck. I don't believe he made it. Black flag for him. Mark McFadden did make it in here. Eddie Trejo will also be on that grid. Michael Sturgill also in the field. Looks like Ray Massey, Brandon Wallace. And then we'll have to go back to Joseph Sullivan and Julio Villalobos, Christopher Hodges on the grid here. But yeah, it's a lot of cars trying to make this grid. And, we have race stewards that take care of this during that warm-up. But, you gotta have a charter to get in here, really, and qualify your way in. If you're outside of that realm, you gotta make that top 43, and it's rather difficult.
Yeah, and there were some other drivers that didn't get the black flag that won't start this race. Joseph Sutherland's looks like he's going to start from the pits. He will start this race. Elliot Butler, who I haven't seen in years on iRacing, used to run a league I was in. He is not going to start this race. Neither will Benjamin Richards. But it looks like we're going to be starting with about 44 cars in the field. And just like 2 weeks ago, we're going to have Ben Baffert on the pole, looking to dominate this race. Remember, last week, 2 weeks ago, he lost on a two-tire call that he could not get back on that 24. Maybe this week's the week. He's got Adam Martinez right behind him again.
Well, let's try to heat up my graphics card and get this field underway. Live tonight for race number 3. Saturday Night Racing League, presented by M&J Distributors, is live at Auto Club.
Slider in the back. Yep, we got someone going around. Another one going around. There's at least 2 separate incidents that happened there. Caution's going to come out. Morgan Lilly comes across the track. I believe the car I saw spinning at the back was the 93 of Rob Denton. But 2 separate incidents. We don't even make it a lap.
I think we just touched that start-finish line when that happened. This was coming off of turn 4. 2 separate incidents here, I think, Connor.
Oh, and that right front is not looking good. I don't know if Denton's going to be able to continue with all that right front damage. We'll get the VSPEED instant replay started early. Looks like Austin Belke got a piece of that incident at the back, but we did also see that other driver in the 41 go around, but I don't see much damage to Morgan Lilly. 44 cars on this track. It's wide, but you're still going to see contact regardless, and it's like Denton got a big piece, and he got a big hit from Belke. Trying to see what the white and orange creamsicle car. I don't know who I think that was Case Lakatos that got into the 93 of Denton, kind of set that part of the incident off. The Twix car. Yep, a little bit of contact. And then he overcorrects, and there's nowhere for Austin Belke to go.
And then just separate from that, you had the 41 going around, trying to take you on
an adventure to see who caused what.
Yeah.
I think that's, let's see, is that Donnie Kite in the 26? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was just a misjudgment. It almost looked like Kite was trying to get just in line to get in the draft, because if you get put on the bottom line and everyone's drafting on the outside line down the straightaways, you're going to lose track position. It looked like he was trying to get in line and just misjudged it. Easy to do here. There's that bit of contact there. Then just ahead, you'll see that bit of contact.
So that brings out our first caution of the evening. James Lehman's still up front. He led lap number 1. Gonna get some free laps led. Baffert didn't have a very good exit out of 2, and that allowed the 05 to get a good run. That's kind of what this track's based off of. It seems like momentum, and this car is so aero dependent. If you can get out there in this clean air and run away, it's going to be really tough to get around this guy. If we get 20 laps into a run, good luck.
Yeah, these next-gen cars, definitely momentum-based racing is a little bit of a part of it, especially at a track like this. I almost wonder, I don't know if Ben Baffert really had the option to pick the outside lane. I don't know if you get choice on the initial start, but you definitely do on the restarts, and it looks like Lehman is getting ready to pick the top line. There's really nothing Baffert could do there starting on the inside line because everyone gets an even start. It's not like you get to start the race as the leader. The initial start is just on the green flag, so Lehman gets just as good of a jump on him, if not a little bit worse of a jump, and gets that right rear quarter panel to be able to side draft him into turn number 1. There's nothing Baffert can do about that to stop him from getting around him. Probably just needs to hope to get some green flag running in so he can get back by the 0-5, just like he did to, I think, Philip Brewer 2 weeks ago when Brewer led some laps early. Or maybe Dakota Floyd it was that led laps early. Baffert was able to get back around him. He needs to hope for some green flag running to get back by him here.
What a variety of different paint schemes. We're still trying to get used. Some of these guys changed numbers through the off season. Some guys shuffled around on teams, and paint schemes have changed accordingly. Also, on the flip side of that, we're in the next-gen car, and so you can get a little bit more creative with how these cars look. Get the Family Dollar number 42 by Ben Baffert there. And on the outside, the 05 of James Lehman. You also got new names in here as well, Connor, so sometimes it's a little hard for me to sort out who's where and what happened to who on some of these cautions.
It's going to be a while for us to get all the names down because we still have 50 people trying to get into each and every race. And unfortunately, we've already seen a few drivers who haven't been able to get in a majority of the races, like John Sinu or Back Lavick. We've seen a number of guys DNQ multiple races already, but get all these drivers trying to get into one league, that's going to happen. We'll get restart number 1 underway.
Let's try this again. Saturday Night Racing League at Auto Club. Green flag back underway for the second time.
Better jump that time. Obviously on the restarts, the leader starts it once they get into that Geico restart zone, so Lehman's able to take it at his own pace and clear of Baffert already.
That's such an advantage there. Once it's at the leader's discretion to go, you get to that restart zone, pretty much hit the loud pedal anytime. Once those front tires clear that line, you can let it go. There's Jeff Wright in the background, works his way into 6th spot, up 2 positions already. Got 3 wide behind him with Caleb Weekley on the high line. Weekley working his way rather quickly. He's to the outside of your 2-time winner this season.
And Turner kind of taking it slow at this point. This is just outside the top 10 positions. Actually, for the 11th position, Weekley didn't even wait for the tires to wear a little bit, just immediately up to the top line, as is Alec Martinez. He goes higher than anyone else in the middle of 1 and 2. You can see him up ahead in the white, red and orange car in the 5th position, really testing the limits of how high he can run on fresh tires. That line will come in more as the tires wear out. Right now, not exactly the case, as that is, I believe, dent in the slow car damaged. It's still damaged. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue, but you can see how many drivers are just trying to widen this groove already.
James Lehman comes by for another lap led, and this is the struggle here. The catch-22, you have to draft to stick with these guys, but it kind of causes you to overdrive the entries of these corners. You kind of have that false sense that you're faster than somebody down these straightaways. It's not so much that you got a good run off the exit, it's just you're pulling up to them like you would at Daytona or Talladega.
Yeah, the draft is very strong. You're not going to see bump drafting like you do with the super speedways, but that draft is going to pull drivers forward. If we get green flag runs, you're going to see certain packs form like you would at Pocono or Michigan with this package, for example. You're going to see majority of the front runners, if they're smart, they get single file. They can maybe pull away from a lot of the rest of the drivers while they're side by side, getting out of line like they are. You could see some leaders break away. You see Lehman and Baffert McWhorter, Shepard, they've kind of separated themselves from Cabot, Martinez, and Wright. Wright, who's side by side with Andrew Telganoff, who's moved to the 47 this week. He was in the 11 in weeks prior. But you can see that side by side, it slows these drivers down. The side draft is so important as we got a battle for second. McWhorter going for that spot on Baffert.
73 to the inside. We've now clocked down 5 laps under green. Lap 8 about to be completed as James Lehman. Oh, door check there from Baffert on McWhorter.
I don't know what that was about.
Hey,
I have the high side. I want it. Get out of the way. I don't know what that was quite about. I don't know if Baffert even meant to do that. I would assume he didn't because there's no bad blood here, but they're going to stay side by side, and that's going to let Lehman have a nice gap to just kind of bide his time, maybe save his tires more than he usually would. You can see how much that side by side cost these two. Let's put it up to a 4/10 of a second lead, and if you can break that draft, and if the leader can get away, that would be huge for their race if they are able to go green and get away, but very, very tough to do.
Oh, a little contact almost there with the 98 of J.R. Shepard. Adam Cabot, I was just about to mention, in Adam Cabot colors, red and black, but a little bit different sponsor and paint scheme on this thing tonight. Drives it down to the inside in 1 and 2. Cabot has picked up 10 positions to be here already.
And he's really, at least in the front 5, the only one running the way bottom. Everyone else was kind of running the second groove in turns 1 and 2. Well, he went to the white line, and it got him to the inside of Shepard. He was almost able to clear for that 4th position, but that 98 got the draft from the 73 and 42, and able to keep in front of that 17. Very hard to make that pass on the bottom.
I was watching Max Koss. He's fallen down to 18th position, down 9 spots. He started up in the top 10, but a guy that's on the flip side of that, the 35 of Joshua Banks, working his way through just outside or just inside that top 20 now.
And right in front of them was Philip Brewer, won the Challenger race, looking to go back-to-back on the night, but still got a lot of ways to make, a lot of ground to make up. And that 35 is probably going to make it up faster than the 44. Will Banks always fast at this track. I believe a former winner here, no, not a former winner here, but he has a 2nd place finish, a 4th place finish, and a 5th place finish. Always a threat here, but still hasn't gotten the victory here.
Right now, it's just a matter of gapping the line and trying to hold on to this inside. You see right there, really tight off the exit of that corner. Now he can run the line he wants to run. But you don't get a good exit there. When you pinch down there on the bottom, Connor, it messes with that slipstream. You get a bad exit, and then you get guys that just kind of continuously freight train. And if you're Banks right now, you probably feel faster, or you might know you're faster, but what are you going to do with it? You can't go anywhere.
You just got to bide your time and just be as patient as you can be. We talked about how important the momentum racing is, and you're not going to have momentum running the bottom line in the corners. You're not going to have a smooth exit or a fast exit, really, and you're not going to have momentum down the straightaways. Of how long these straightaways are, you need to have that.
Unbelievable. Well, yeah, we're going to go back to a quick commercial break here. You are watching Saturday Night Racing League live on VSPEED. We're going to try to sort out what's going on with the graphics card or coverage right after this.
Quarter just got
I'm Joshua Banks, driver of the number 35 Matco Tool Supra.
Banks, he's going to send it to the inside. They're 3 wide for the race lead. They're going to so Banks is going to win it. Unbelievable.
And also co-owner of M&J Distributors for the sponsor of Saturday Night Racing. So I just want to thank every single one of you for tuning into tonight's race. I hope you will put on a good show for you guys. I hope that you will enjoy it. So if you do, make sure you drop a thumbs up to VSPEED and subscribe to them because they, as y'all know, if you haven't already, they put on some great broadcasts. So I'll make this short and sweet. The main reason for sponsoring Saturday Night Racing League is because I've been with these guys for a long time. I've raced with a lot of them. I've been through some rough times, some good times, and arguments and everything like that. But still, grand scheme of things, been through a lot of these guys, and I really do like where this league's going. I want to support it. They've given a lot to the league already, and I think, you know, I'm capable to support back. So that's what we're doing, and we want to keep this league free, you know, for people to join, to have a good time, come in and race and just have fun, you know, and that's what we're all about. So that's the main reason, and that's all I really have to say about it. So I hope you do enjoy the race, enjoy the season coming up. We are hopefully going to put on a great season for you guys. Also, make sure to check out my YouTube channel, Banksy the iRacer. Link will be in the description. Check out, and you can see my point of view, see what's happening on my end. If you want to watch it, it's completely fine. If not, no big deal. So come on over, hang out after the broadcast of this race, and hopefully we'll see you over there. If not, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on track.
Start your engines! And for the first time this season, the Saturday Night Racing League, presented by M&J Distributors, is underway at Daytona.
Sorry for the wait. Didn't think I'd come up, just need a little faith. I've been patient, just waiting.
It's killing this line because McWhorter can't complete the pass, and he's sideways off the corner, and he held on to it. Oh, Otto gets turned into turn number 3. McWhorter, Klinger, all in the outside wall. Caution is out. We're going to get a late race restart. Joshua Banks coming out of turn number 4, win number 6 in Saturday Night Racing League. First of the season for the 35. He gets it done in Dover.
The new winner this season, the 09 of Chad Klinger, off of turn 4. He will be victorious tonight at Phoenix. But the 73 of Joseph McWhorter is going to be your Season 2 champion. Here he comes off of turns 3 and 4. It sounds like he saved enough fuel. Seth Hatchell, with an excellent strategy, is going to win here tonight at Kentucky Speedway.
Banks takes him 3 wide down the backstretch for the lead. Look at this, 3 wide again. The top 3 still 3 wide for the lead. Banks on the inside, right in the middle, Kevin to the outside.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now.
Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this is my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind.
Pull those belts tight. You're watching Saturday Night Racing League, only on VSPEED.
We're back here live at Auto Club. A slight little hiccup there with whatever graphics. Not really sure exactly what's causing these issues, but we are back here live for Saturday Night Racing League. We're about to go back underway. Just McWhorter involved in that caution there, and not entirely sure. That was right where we left off, so I don't have a replay of it. I apologize, but green flag, we're back underway.
Had some drivers stay out here on the latest yellow. Shepard, Dohart, Chambliss, Floyd, a number of drivers that stayed out. Donnie Kite, Johnny Rapper up there. Lehman, who was leading, restarts 7th. That latest yellow caused by Batford getting into the left rear of the 73 McWhorter. McWhorter not happy over the radio. We'll see if something happens. Got cars everywhere. Oh, we got cars wrecking down to the bottom of the racetrack. Couldn't see who that was. They hit the inside wall really hard at the back of the field. It was Bryce Shoemaker. We're going to stay green. That will not be a caution.
Bryce Shoemaker gets it collected back up here, but not happy with the scenario. Try to get that thing back up to speed. We're going to stay green, though. 4 wide into 1.
They're going to see a lot of 4 wide. Looking at that replay on my own, looked like Rob Hamp and Shoemaker had some contact that caused that. They're going to go 4 wide again back there, while the guys with new tires and the guys with old tires are kind of got to mix in with each other eventually. Shepard still leads. Martinez has found his way to second. Floyd, Dohar, the top 4. Then Lehman on fresh tires up to 5th. But it's madness 7th on back.
Smoking on the tires there for the 45. They get tight.
57 spun. Oh, this is going to be a big crash. 14 involved. Chad Klinger slides. Ray Massey, Rob Hamp. Chambliss in the middle of it. Huge crash out of 4. Logan Threlkeld's in that. I saw Philip Brewer with damage. I think. Wow. And so what happened there? 57 I saw slide first. Oh, sideways there and just never collects it. Hits the 77 to Dohar and it's on from there. Look at all these cars pile in. Massey gets a touch. Threlkeld got booted by someone. I think Apiak got damage in that. There's Lehman, who was leading this race. Big damage. It's got to get at least a dozen cars. Threlkeld getting involved. Checking up, checking up. Oh yeah, he got booted by someone. See, that was from my view. I think it was Brandon Wallace. Looks like Michalski and Lehman are going to be done for the race, and yeah, Brandon Wallace just didn't quite get on the brakes in time. There was someone all the way down in the grass joyriding by that.
That was the 24.
And he got damage out of it. Someone spins out of 4. There's a lot of room until there's not. I mean, the whole track gets blocked in a hurry. And that was Bailey Turner. Look at this ride going down by Victory Lane, where he hopes to be later, but he's going to have to face some adversity to do so. Woo! Wild, wild wreck. Just turns left, and he's got nowhere to go.
So this happens with Dakota Floyd. He kind of started all of that. And this is the 51 of Christopher Hodges, but I'm looking for the 57.
Floyd is going to have a lot of damage to repair, but he'll be able to continue. Cold tires maybe, or just dirty tires may be causing this. I believe it's one of the drivers that stayed out, gets dirty air on the nose there, courtesy of Martinez. Gets sideways there, just never really catches it. And then the 77 punts him right back into traffic, and he's just hoping no one slams it, but right there, someone really did. The orange
Jack
car.
Klinger going to bat into that as well.
Brian Carwell's in there, Ray Massey, Oscar Jensen right there with the destroyed front end. I'm trying to see, I think the orange car that piled into Floyd was Kenny Kibbe. It's going to take a lot of people out of contention for a good finish likely, but there might be so many cars involved that that might not be the case. There's got to be at least a dozen cars with big damage to repair.
There's contact there between the 13 got loose.
That's what I was looking at. Then Floyd spins in front of the back. There's nowhere to go. And he almost got through it too.
I want to go on board with Brian Hennings because he did make it through, and
Elganoff got a big piece of that as well.
Hold on for a wild ride here with the 74.
Love to see how he got through this one. Oh man, how in the world did he get through that? Did he really not get front end damage? That is unbelievable.
Let's go one more time here.
The car's pretty clean. There's got to be a quarter of the cars left in this race catching up to the pack. Wow. I can't believe he got through that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to look at all the cars at the back of the field coming back just after repair and damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at least 15 cars catching up to the field, and we're still going to get a restart off here.
It's a 57. It's labeled as the 57. Not entirely sure who that is. But green flag back underway. The 98 of J.R. Shepard will lead them into turn 1. 2 cautions really quickly. It's actually 3 cautions here. And that start of the race, we had that spin. We were actually on number 4 because we were at yellow when we came back there. So ATVO overlay is going to be a little bit off here. We have had some lead changes. Things are a little bit broken. I apologize for that.
I believe that was number 3, so this is our, what is that, our 3rd restart of the day. That other 57 was Joseph Sullivan, who's supposed to be the one, by the way, but you're going to have a lot of drivers that are not usually up here at the front now because of how many drivers had to get repairs. I'm kind of surprised Johnny Rapp didn't hit a big dent in the front grille of that car, but he's running in the top 5. As the caution's out, we got another crash at the back of the field. Nick Wood, Rob Hamp, and one more driver involved, Rob Denton again.
And Denton is going to park it for the night.
That was all the way at the back of the field. Denton was laps down. But we'll get another restart going. Now we're at number 4. Running the top side, the track, and just kind of got turned by Rob Amp. And nowhere for Nick Wood to go. Denton was running about 8 laps down. He's running his line and maybe a touch sideways, but Hamp still drives into the left rear. Nowhere for the 32 to go, and it's a crash for about 28th place. We'll get another restart. That's good for the drivers that weren't involved in this, because still a lot of cars that need further repair to their cars. I know out of the race after that big one, I know Mahalski's going to be out of this race, as will be Lehman.
So you were trying to list off the amount of drivers that got damaged from that or had to come down.
It's a list too long.
It's about 19 cars that were officially involved in that. And, you know, we're talking about guys that started up in the top 10 here tonight. And
there's guys in the top 10 with damage.
Yeah, we've inverted this field as well. We have, you know, Brian Hennings with 25 spots gained, Donnie Knight with 14 gained, 24 gained for Banks.
Yeah.
I would say Joshua Banks probably will maintain this top 10, but there's still a lot of cars that are going to be playing catch up the rest of the night. You can repair this car as long as you don't get that meatball flag and that suspension is still good. For the most part, the body, you can get it pretty much back to spec and drive this thing back through the field. It's just, are we going to be able to do that? Are we going to get the green flag run that they need to get back up here?
We'll just have to wait and see. And the one thing you don't want is that dreaded meatball, because since the latest update for the latest build, any meatball you get, you're out of this race. That's why the 05 who led laps is out. That's why Mahalski is out of this race. At least a few others still getting repairs. I don't think Threlkeld's gotten back on track. Dakota Floyd's 3 down. Kibbe's still getting repairs. Mahalski's out. And yeah, just I can't. That might be the biggest wreck in this series history, and it's season 4. So it's taken a while to get one that might actually be a surefire winner. But I think once that's all counted up, it might be up there. And like we said, there's still drivers top 10 with damage. Telganov has some decent left front damage. The front nose is punched in on the Johnny Rapp machine. So, and funny enough, not Mahalski, but Joseph McWhorter, who got spun out by Baffert while we were away, he got through all that. The car looks clean, and he's back up to P7.
Sometimes it's a catch-22. You get spun out, but then, you know, you didn't get involved in that big one right there because you were at the tail end of the field. You had a lot of time to react to it. You weren't right in the middle of it like a lot of these guys. So sometimes you might be mad at the moment. I think that might have just helped McWhorter avoid all that.
I guess so. Put him behind it, that's for sure. He must have been so far behind it, he's able to stop. But either way, I think you'll take it one way or another. This field is still incredibly shifted, and we just are about to crack a quarter of the way through this race. Once we go back green here, we'll start lap 26 with 75 laps to go. And through all this, Adam Cabot, who's always a threat when he races, has found his way up to the front row. How about J.R. Shepherd, too?
Yeah, he's holding on to it. 25 laps on this stint. 8 cars have yet to come. 9 cars yet to come down pit road. Cabot on the inside, electing to start on the high line here for the 98. Pace car out of the way. Lap 26 here from Auto Club. See that damage there on the front end. I think that's the
Johnny Blatt.
52, I guess. He's way up high. He's got aero tight big time.
Yeah, definitely going to struggle with that type of damage. 4 wide off the corner can be dangerous. Everyone's got to know they're 4. I don't think Hennings and Baggs quite knew. They make some contact out of the corner. They're going to make even more contact down into turn number 3. Banks back up into a 74 while Donnie Kite kind of jumped out of that line. Jeff Wright's going to take him 4 wide again as Rapp really struggling with damage and old tires. Banks had a big slide.
Oh, boy.
Hennings is sliding to 3 into a 35. Martinez put into the wall. Look at the run Joseph McWhorter has. He's going to try to pass all of them. This is madness. We're 5 wide. Nope, they're still hitting. They're going to crash Hennings down to the apron. He saves it. Is he going to stay down? They're going to somehow keep this straight. We're somehow going to stay green. Goodness me.
They're still fighting it out here.
All right, Massey. A lot of door banging, not a lot of room given. Once again, this is a pretty wide racetrack. Massey, Caleb Weekly trading doors to one another. Meanwhile, for the lead, Adam Cabot's gotten it from J.R. Shepherd, but this is too insane not to rewatch. I think these two had a little bit of a disagreement on room down the back straightaway. It's going to carry out of turn number 4. Jeff Wright puts them 4. Then Banks has a slide, which kind of checks him up. Henning slides, Kite slides. Henning slides again, then Sturgill hits the 35. McWhorter's going to pass 4 cars at once almost. Those 2 hit. They're going to hit again and again and again. And now they're 5 wide. Then they finally finish each other off on the racetrack. And then Hennings gets the short end of the stick. That was, what a wild sequence.
While that was all going on, Adam Cabot took over the lead. Jeff Wright has worked his way up to 3rd. We've settled out here a little bit in the top 10. They're single file for the most part. There's the 3 of Sturgill, though, going to the inside. Andrew Talganoff, 4th position, just in front of him.
Settle down as much as it can be, I guess. Somewhat single file, but still all lanes being used at the rear of the field. Joseph Sullivan's past Donnie Kite was really fallen on this restart. Chambliss cost Baffert and Bailey Turner in that battle. Turner and Baffert a long way to go to get to the front as Sturgill sliding on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get by that Sunny D47, but not quite able to. The battle for the lead's on now. Cabot and Jeff Wright are just side by side at the front of the field.
You got the run off the corner there for Shepherd. He had the high line coming off of turn 4 and back at the door of the 48. 48's able to clear, but here's a crossover move out of 2.
Oh, he's sideways, trying to stay in front of a 98. This is now where he wants to be. You want to have position to be outside of a driver. Now he has that. Really, the only way Shepherd's getting his pass back is if he fires it in, tries to slide back up in front of Jeff Wright. But I don't think he'll be able to do that. This should be Jeff Wright's spot.
Yeah, Wright played it the right way there on the entry of the corner. Was able to kind of pinch the 98 down, prevent that from happening. Now Talganoff is going to go to the outside for 3rd position. Meanwhile, in the background, you have Alec Martinez there doing some shuffling around. And a look for the lead here on the high line.
I think Wright does have maybe a touch fresher tires, but Cabot's going to run him almost out of room. Now he's going to have to be forced to give that room. He's trying to go to the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to avoid that side draft. Oh, he's going to come back up, almost hit the 48, but gave the 48 the line he wanted. And this should be a decent run off of 4 for the 48 to get this spot, giving the 17 pretty much as much room as possible, but you're going to see this big run off the corner that Cabot's going to try to get to that left rear side draft him back, but he's just not going to be able to do it.
Movement down the front stretch. Skateboarding across that apron. You can cut that. You got to be careful, that transition. It's a little harsh, especially when you get later into that front straightaway. Just before 1, you can run yourself out of room for the entry.
especially in these next-gen cars that are pretty rigid when it comes to the suspension. You could easily get yourself out of whack doing that. So, especially on older tires, you got to be careful. But somehow this is sorted out to the point where the top 7 or so have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Then you got Alec Martinez. Look at Morgan Lilly on back is a battlefield. That's where the action is. Lilly spun earlier. He's back up towards the front, but this is a log jam if I've ever seen one.
You got some of these cars that had damage earlier as the 52 was falling back. Johnny Rapp went from about 4th position, 3rd spot, all the way back here to what is now 11th, and they're 3-4 wide again coming out of the exit of 2.
Oh, there's a crash.
Contact. Weekly's around.
Brian Chambliss in that. I think Max Koss might have gotten another piece of that one. I could tell that was going to go bad at some point. Just a matter of when.
And Caleb Weekly not happy about it. I think he got a lot of help there on the exit of 2.
Yeah, definitely didn't seem happy about whatever happened there. Someone got sideways, and they got a number of drivers.
It's looking to be maybe the 26 here. You got the 45 getting sideways, a little checkup.
Bailey Turner. I saw 4 wide here. Oh, he just got a huge snap there for Donnie Kite and just nowhere to go. Dakota Floyd, Max Koss, big contact. Chambliss had big contact. Just not a lot of room there. And I think he maybe wanted to back out. You see Turner gets a big wiggle there. He's already fighting, and it just snaps. And these next-gen cars, if they snap, you're done. There's nothing you can do to save that car. So I think we had contact under yellow. I think Logan Throckout had some contact after the caution came out. But I didn't necessarily see with who, but he's all of a sudden out of the race. Oh, man. Put the Kellogg's car under caution. That is Mike Sturgill. He's making his first start this week. He's first field he's made. DNQ at Daytona in Texas. Made the field today. Body language, it almost seems like that was certainly an accident. But yeah, that was just drove into beside him, like Sturgill. Can't imagine that was intentional with the reaction. A little bit eventful, won't you say?
Yeah, this has been turbulent, to say the least, and Chad Klinger is now the leader. Got a few drivers that brought it down pit road. Alec Martinez looks like fuel only stop for the 43. Casey Licata's fuel only. There's a few drivers that took 4. Michael Sturgill is in that list. Adam Cabot as well. Jeff Wright 4 tires. But you got Ray Massey, Julio Villalobos Jr., Ben Baffert out ahead of them here with fuel only stops. Curious to see if anybody took 2 tires. I don't think that's the case. Maybe for Nick Hapiak. 9.3 in the box, but I think 4 tires is probably going to be the answer. And if you're in the top 3 right now, as Chad Klinger, Joseph Sullivan, and Tyler Dohar, it's going to probably be a short-lived lead. We're talking about over 30 laps on these tires. That's going to be a pretty big difference.
Yeah, we'll see how long they can stay up there. And Hapiak did take 2 tires, so we'll see. We'll see what he can do, but he's multiple rows back, so I don't think 2 tires is going to matter from row 7 or 8. But yeah, probably thinking they don't need to take the extra set, maybe trying to save a set if you're Klinger, Sullivan, Dohar, or just trying to stay out of trouble by being at the front. But we've already seen being at the front's no longer safe. If you got dirty tires, old tires, and you try to fire out of turn number 4 or any of the corners when you don't have the grip, you might wreck, as we saw at the 57 Dakota Floyd. So definitely make things interesting with some different strategy going on here. Chad Klinger has been fast here in seasons past, but it does have some damage, or at least did have some damage from the incident prior, but 09 looks clean now.
Back to go green, 09, and the 1 on the front row. You've seen him labeled as the 57 on the graphics. The body armor, 57. Joseph Sullivan. Pole sitter, Baffert. He's had a turbulent night. He's back up here near the top 5. Jason Laconis to his inside. Alec Martinez. Part of that team with Baffert. Going to try to go up here and lead maybe for the first time tonight. Pace car out of the way. Excuse me. Chad Klinger on the loud pedal. Ride the back bumper. Green flag back underway.
Sullivan did not get going at all there. But Martinez clear to the bottom. He's going to take some draft from Klinger, then get back up to the top. Already 3-4 wide.
Contact with the 77 and the 17. Cabot door checks.
I don't think they're making it out of this
Tyler
alive.
Joar, they're still holding on to it. 5 wide down the exit of turn 2.
Oh, I don't know how they got out of 2 without contact. We'll see how much longer we can make it. Cabot with a bold move to get those positions back. Klinger still got the lead. Sullivan's still third, but Cabot's going to look for it. It's mayhem behind the 35.
Martinez takes over the top spot. He'll lead this time by. There's still 3 wide back here for the top 10.
While Martinez, Klinger, Baffert, 1, 2, 3, they've kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field early on this restart. Cabot up to 4th, then Sullivan, Massey, Banks, Jeff Wright all the way to the top of the racetrack. Run out of room so quickly when using all of the track to get out of the corner, and it all gets single filed out in the draft down that long back straightaway.
Joshua Banks just saw Jeff Wright get by Ray Massey. And here on the outside, Nick Wood. There's the 3 of Michael Sturgill giving a show. We ride with the RSR Driver Cam on the 35 of Banks. You see how much wheel they're having to put into this thing. How much brake do you think they're using to get this car load up?
Probably not as much as you think. I would go for different brakes to kind of make it better for downforce. You can kind of mess with the master cylinders, but I would prefer a lower brake bias just to make sure it's turning the car and you've got oversteer in it with the brakes, and you're probably going to see maybe 10% at most, probably. I don't think you're going to use any more than that, depending on what your master cylinders are.
So that's another kind of...
Oh, they're hitting McWhorter and Banks. Oh, McWhorter and Banks are crashing into turn number 1. Nick Wood's involved. Banks into the wall hard. Another caution. Banks looks like he's got big damage. I think that's going to end Nick Wood's day. And that is going to be... Looks like he hit the wall afterwards. Porter does not like his competitors. Does not allow to have competitors that are like him on the track right now. That's the second one. Had to get it earlier with Baffert. See, they're close. Let's get a replay here. They're close into turn number 3. Ooh, right there. Looks like Banks. McWhorter went to the middle, then to 35. Maybe crowding him just because he didn't like the hit. And then right there, hits him again. That's definitely a disagreement in who had that room.
They had already kind of had a disagreement in the entry at 3 as well. It was a good pinch there, but McWhorter's going to get the run on Nick Wood, I think, here in 27.
There, McWhorter and the Banks, and then I think Banks crowds him to say, hey, I didn't like that, but then they get the banging on each other there, and then right there is the final blow. And I don't know if Banks meant to do that last one on purpose or not, but whether he did or not, he got Nick Wood, who I think Nick Wood got partially the worst of this because he's going to be out of the race, and we got other people involved in a situation they shouldn't have been involved in. But tempers, we're not even halfway in tempers and foil.
Yeah, That's what I'm thinking. There's still half of this race left. These guys are fighting for every inch.
You know, I've said it already, but we're talking about how much room you have is on board with Nick Wood. He just got caught in a horrible spot in the middle of a fight that he didn't want any part of. But we're talking about how much room there is. You can go 6 wide comfortably, but clearly these drivers don't want to take any of that room. They don't want to use all the room on that track. They want to be right next to each other. It's causing some issues early.
Well, don't go anywhere. We still have plenty of racing left to be done here at Auto Club. You are watching the Saturday Night Racing League presented by M&J Distributors live on VSPEED. More coverage from Auto Club right after this.
Start your engines! And for the first time this season, the Saturday Night Racing League, presented by M&J Distributors, is underway at Daytona.
It's killing this line because McWhorter can't complete the pass, and he's sideways off the corner, and he held on to it. Oh, Otto gets turned into turn number 3. McWhorter, Klinger, all in the outside wall. Caution is out. We're going to get a late race restart. Joshua Banks coming out of turn number 4, win number 6 in Saturday Night Racing League. First of the season for the 35. He gets it done in Dover.
The new winner this season, the 09 of Chad Klinger, off of turn 4. He will be victorious tonight at Phoenix. The 73 of Joseph McWhorter is going to be your season 2 champion. Here he comes off of turns 3 and 4. It sounds like he saved enough fuel. Seth Hatchell, with an excellent strategy, is going to win here tonight at Kentucky Speedway.
Banks takes him 3 wide down the backstretch for the lead. Look at this, 3 wide again. The top 3 still 3 wide for the lead. Banks on the inside, right in the middle, Kevin to the outside.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this is my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind.
Pull those belts tight. You're watching Saturday Night Racing League, only on VSPEED.
Back here live at Auto Club, Adam Cabot, Chad Klinger, the front row. Some drivers came down pit road, topped off with fuel. A few came in and got 4 fresh tires. We're back underway. Chad Klinger like a rocket ship into turn 1. How long do we make it here, Connor?
I don't really know what to guess at this point, but we'll see what the guys at the front try to do. Klinger's still on older tires than the drivers around him. Jeff Wright up there. He doesn't have the fuel as the drivers around him either, but he's going to get out to a decent lead here. Cabot and Wright are going to be side by side. They're going to pull each other back. 3 wide for third. Sullivan, Turner, and Sturgill trying to get past one another as they stay side by side for second.
So Turner 3 wide there through the middle, almost made it work. Didn't have quite the runoff that he needed. Jeff Wright gets a little bit loose here on the inside of Cabot. There's a check up there on the outside, and Cabot gets a little loose. I think they're still trying to grab a hold of these things. Still on cold tires. Maybe if we get 10 laps, these guys will settle down.
That's the issue. We haven't gotten long enough to get settled down. I think the longest run of the race was the 2nd or 4th run of the race. One of the 2 right there, and they are battling hard for second. Jeff Wright pulls the slide job out of the corner right in front of the 17. Abbott wants it back. He's just letting Chad Klinger keep control of this race. And in the top 5 for the first time all night, it feels like Bailey Turner, looking for 3 in a row and 2 in a row at this track, is finally up here fighting as Telganoff got way sideways in the background out of turn 4, but kept it straight.
Shout out there to Ghosty YTVR.
Big dive bomb here for the lead. Jeff Wright, I think, has it easy.
Says he's vibing and chilling. Yeah, it's my son, everybody in the chat, and he is SNR's biggest fan right now. This action has been, well, it's been uncontained. We've kind of opened Pandora's box here with some of these guys, the way they've been beating and banging on each other. Oh, contact with the 3 of Sturgill.
Oh man, that was big contact there. I think the Sullivan machine, the 57 body armor car, got the worst of it with a ton of positions.
He continues to fall back here, but watch this contact. He's going to come out of turn 4 and just gets a little bit loose. It's enough here for a door check.
Yeah, Sturge was expecting that room up, and then that guy gets sideways, Sullivan gets sideways, it just takes that room away. But I don't think it affected him that much. It really just checked up the Sullivan machine a lot.
Sullivan falls back to the 13th position. Meanwhile, you've got Casey Lakatos inside. Brian Hennings, the 23 of Ray Massey, into turn 1. Just about halfway through this race.
Almost halfway through this race. We're almost ready to get loud, but we might have to just take any opportunity we get as Cabot falls back behind Bailey Turner. He almost got turned by Sturgill sliding up in front of him as they're lining up for a run behind the 40 of the Jeff Wright. This is more like what you would see at an old super speedway race where you kind of try to do a slingshot. Not really something you could do at the real super speedways nowadays, but at these big drafting tracks where they don't have restrictor plates and restricted engines, you'll see these type of slingshot moves happen. That's why Jeff Wright's breaking a draft down the main straightaway.
Well, we're at lap 49, so I think that's as good as opportunity as any. We've had a pretty turbulent day, so let's go ahead and find those volume knobs while you can and get loud, presented by FireStorm Racing. Let's get loud, presented by FireStorm Racing, and Bailey Turner got a little loose there coming out of turn 4. He ends up falling back to 4th. He was fighting with Adam Cabot for the 2nd position. Michael Sturgill was able to fit his way. Now they're 3 wide for the 2nd spot.
And this is just letting Jeff Wright get the biggest gap of the day that a leader's had all day. And it's kind of interesting to say because it's really only just over half a second. You can see a full 10th gets taken off that lead in the draft, and also everyone else running the top while Jeff Wright paints the white line around the bottom of the racetrack. But definitely the biggest lead we've seen a leader have all day. Oh man, he just hit the wall pretty hard at the same time as I said that. That lead's going to come down even more.
Got a little bit tight there, even with clean air. It's kind of surprising. But you know, Cabot, Sturgill, Turner getting good draft down that front stretch, down that back stretch. Eventually, if they can run, they are running different lines, but it seems like they kind of accordion back, single file. They are definitely making gains here. 0.4 of a second, now down the backstretch, down to 0.3 as they enter 3.
And then you see this time Cabot's going to go to the bottom. I don't really like the high line in 3 and 4. I think it's a little too bumpy. Just doesn't work as well as it does in 1 and 2. I think turns 1 and 2, that's the preferred spot because you get such a big run down the back straightaway. You don't really, oh man, big block by Bailey Turner on Donnie Kite. Did not pull it off, but he did not want to give up the right rear quarter panel. We know how valuable the side draft is, but almost caused a wreck with that block. And how about Donnie Kite? I don't know where he restarted, but he's all the way up into a 4th position.
I think he was restarting right around the top 5. He started in the back of this field. He had problems earlier, snapped it free. I remember contact with someone. I think it was Caleb Weekly.
Looking back on the restart, he restarted in the 14th position, so up 10 spots in about 10 laps. So really good restart for him. A really great run so far. Highest up he's been most of the season, and that's most of the season. This is the 3rd race, but great run so far for that Mustang, and he wants more. He's going to have a big run on the 3 of Sturgill.
This is his inaugural season, I believe, yeah.
Yes.
In the number 26. And sponsored by Juicy Spider Studios. Courtesy to them on creating the intro video that you guys have gotten familiar with over these 3 weeks of racing. And link down in the description below. You can check out their services, and they're doing a fantastic job. It gets me hyped every time I watch it, Connor.
It definitely gets you ready for Saturday night. I think these guys watched it too many times with the torn up cars we got tonight. But
yeah,
once we've gotten this, has got to be one of the longest runs of the night, and the racing has been exciting, if not dangerous. Shepard, Klinger, and Martinez 3 wide for the 9th position. Alec Martinez started top 5, kind of fell back, was not involved in any incidents, just kind of got behind on strategy, but finally working his way back up through the field, as is pole sitter Ben Baffert, who's not too far behind.
Into the wall for Martinez. Got a little tight there out of the exit of 4. It was Andrew Telganoff that got a piece of it as well. You go cat and mouse game. They're trying to get around the 74 Brian Hennings, who's had a solid night here tonight.
Gonna barely slide up in front of that 47. He's gonna get the crossover. He might have hit the wall trying to slide up in front of the 47.
Cabot is reeled in. Jeff Wright, though, for the top spot. Battle for the lead about to be underway. Jeff Wright got a good exit out of turn 4 there. I think it's just a matter of time before we see a contest for the lead.
Yeah, and Jeff Wright just keeps shutting off his air. Instead of just running the high side, Cabot's been kind of moving to the bottom, but every time he does, Jeff Wright arcs the corner way later just to make sure he gets clean air or dirty air on the nose of Cabot in the middle of the corner, just to make it the worst exit possible. It's working so far, but Cabot's got a big push from Sturgill almost every straightaway when Sturgill can get there, and it's pretty much erasing all that deficit that the dirty air causes. He's going to have a run out of 4.
Trying to break the draft. You can see this is cat and mouse. This is playing chess at 200 miles per hour.
Shot at turn number 4. Someone's in the wall. No yellow yet. It's Joseph Sullivan in that body armor car we saw earlier, but he has torn that thing down. There's no yellow. He's going to get at the pit road out of this race for sure. Did not see what happened there. We don't really see people run the apron line a lot. And he just sideways, man.
Something happened to that car. There was a technical issue with that. There had to be.
I don't think so. I think he just got loose and overcorrected it. Snaking for the side by side for the lead, but I haven't seen anyone run this apron line. That transition will get you sideways and sideways. Yeah, he just lost it. Huge hit. Very shocked that didn't trigger yellow. I thought he was fully stopped, but we stay green. Sullivan out of this race, and about to have a lead on. Jeff Wright trying to get it back from Adam Cabot. Wow. Look at the side draft. Almost big door slamming contact there. Michael Sturgill's trying to make a third line. Coming to 40 to go this time. Slide job there. Cabot too high up the racetrack. Almost walled it. Now Sturgill's going to go for second. At this point, if I'm Jeff Wright, you try to keep them side by side as long as possible, but no, Sturgill's going to get that second spot.
So Cabot probably will allow that for now, but I guarantee when we get 4 or 5 to go, Cabot's definitely going to press the issue. His patience are going to wear out. He's been biding his time. He caught up to Jeff Wright, and Wright played defense, but eventually, you know, push comes to shove. You come out of turn 4 like that every time, eventually you're going to get moved out of the way.
We'll just see how long these drivers want to battle this one out. With the smaller fuel tanks, know for sure these drivers can't make it on fuel. It's just a matter of time once these drivers want to hit pit lane. The last yellow was about lap 42. So you'd think you split it up evenly, maybe we're 10, 15 laps away from pit stops, but you might see drivers try to stretch it as long as possible. I thought Cabot was hitting the wall there, but track position is so important. You want tires, but you want the track position. You're going to see some drivers do some very daring strategies. We might even see 2 tires.
What will the strategy bring as we approach green flag pit stops? I didn't know if we would get to this point tonight, but now Auto Club back to true fashion. It looks like it's going to be one of the strategy races. What a defense here from Jeff Wright on Adam Cabot. This is another attempt here into 1.
That time he didn't block his air, so he's going to let Cabot go to the bottom. At 48, the fishtail in the rear end a little bit, but still enough grip to get out of the corner. But if Cabot could just grab that left rear and stay to his inside, he could have a run into 3, but just not able to do it. And really, I think you're going to see both drivers go to the bottom here again. Cabot's going to try to stuff it to the inside, and Jeff Wright's actually going to give him the bottom. Kind of surprised there. Maybe trying to avoid the dirty air of Oscar Jensen. There is some lap traffic ahead that could come into loose. Cabot's right there. But watch this. Watch the run Michael Sturgill gets on both these drivers.
Traffic about to become a factor in this battle.
Comes a slide job, but here comes the crossover. There might not be room for it this time, though. He's going to have to split Oscar Jensen.
You're Oscar Jensen right here. You just hold your line and pray these guys get by you.
Yeah, 2 seconds off the pace. Sturgill got tight in the middle of 3 and 4. Cabot's going to keep that spot. They're going to catch Sturgill at a bad spot. Big wiggle from the 48. He's going to use a draft and then come down to side draft the 17 now. But here comes Alec Martinez trying to pass all of them.
Back and forth here for the lead. 4-car battle. Bailey Turner's working his way back into this hunt as well. But Cabot finally puts the punctuation on the end of this battle. For now.
Yeah, for now is the key word. Still a long way to go in this race. 42-second lap times and just about to hit 35 laps to go. Here comes the slide job. Big move. Jeff Wright trying to get control of the race back. Don't think that one's going to stick, but he sure tried. Tries to get the right rear. Can't quite do it. We do have some pit stops starting. Looks like Chad Klinger, Brian Hennings are going to come in. Those are really the first green flag stops we've seen. Ray Massey's going to join them. House right now at the front.
But that for Alec Martinez all the way on the high line.
Look out, 3 wide. Just barely got the right rear of Sturgill. Once someone grabs your right rear in the middle of a corner, there's nothing you can do. You lose all grip, get really tight out of nowhere. And at that point, you just got to hold on, hope you don't wreck. I think Martinez has the best tires here. Look at this run. It's not even going to be a contest.
Going on lap 67 out of 100. Alec Martinez, for the first time today, is going to come by and actually has 5 laps led. I think some of those were on that restart where he had kind of beat everyone out of pit road. They're tight here. 42 of Bafford. They've all worked their way back into this.
Andrew Telganoff's there. It goes to 24. Thought he was going to look 3 wide. He will look 3 wide. Oh, Baffert giving him zero room there entering the corner, though. They might look 4 wide out of the corner. Togenov's looking for a 4th lane. This is good stuff right now. Got another, I thought someone was pitting. Someone just got sideways. Caleb Weekly through the middle in the background. There's racing all over this track now, but the best stuff's for second. Or I should say for third. No, excuse me, it is for second. 17 of Cabot got the lead back, but here comes another run back by Martinez. Is Cabot gonna chase him down the track? No. Here comes Baffert trying to get 2 teammates at the front.
Baffert takes over the top spot, but slides up in front of his teammate. Martinez gives him a shove. Here's a push on Cabot. Telgenhoff playing both lines. Wherever he can take this run, he'll go to the outside.
You don't want to make one driver mad. You just got to make sure you help both of them.
And here's Bailey Turner to the bottom.
Whoa, Baffert had a big moment out of 2. It really checked up Cabot. It hurt the 17 big time there, but Telgenhoff's gonna have nowhere to go. And now you got the 2 teammates at the front of the field. Just like we saw at Texas work so well until it didn't.
Looking away for just a moment here. This is for the 12th position. We're talking about racing all over this track. These guys have fallen off about 5 seconds. Morgan Lilly leading this group. Donnie Knight would be the next car up in 10th position. And you got some close racing behind that as well with Rob Hamp.
That's tight racing. Sorry, Cabot tapped the wall a little bit, but yeah, that's what we were talking about what these packs would form, where you'd have some of the guys in the lead pack get away, and then drivers outside the top 10 just wouldn't be able to keep up. Right now, you got Morgan Lilly in 11th position, 6 seconds off that lead battle, while you got 3 wide with Lakatis, Villalobos, and Johnny Rapp there.
And it was the 47 of Andrew Telgenhoff that got into the side of Cabot there down the backstretch. Bailey Turner got the run going into 3. Quick blink there for the 47, but back on the track now. Bailey Turner works his way up to 4th, cuts the air off for the 48 of Jeff Wright, follows in the tire tracks of Adam Cabot. 3/4 of the way through this event for week number 3. Saturday Night Racing League putting on one heck of a show. We still have green flag pit stops. They are a factor here for this final stint.
This is lap 70. This is around when I think drivers are going to start looking. As I say that, I think Telgenhoff's going to peel it down the pit lane, but got to make it the pit speed. Don't hit the barrels. Oh, goodness. He almost completely hit the end of the wall there. I don't think he sped, but he sure almost ended his race.
No black flag here for the 47, but yeah, he just about face planted that entry wall into pit road. It's right on board with him right quick.
That did not look fun. Baffert and Martinez kind of pulling away from the rest of the drivers in that battle. Almost like maybe this was a late decision. But he's on the bottom, so I don't know if it necessarily was. Looks like Sturgill's pitting this time, but right there locks it up. He's heading right for the blunt end of a wall. There's not even barrels there. That's just a blunt wall, really. But got it woed down, and he is the first of the main guys fighting for the lead there to come down. Sturgill just came down a lap later, as did Christopher Hodges.
A few cars out of this event. Logan Threlkeld, Nick Wood, Joseph Sullivan, James Lehman. Lehman started up front. Noah Mahalski, also a car that was up towards the front to start this thing out. And Joshua Banks with damage. He got a lot of it repaired. He's back out on the racetrack now, but 20 laps down here for the 35.
Make sure don't go near the 73. It might not end well. Because that 73 still has a ton of damage. He's fighting through back in the 20th position. Not able to get it all repaired. We've gone green since that incident.
Shaq Klinger, it looks like on fresher tires here. He'll go by on the inside. 74 of Hennings is also on fresh rubber. He has come down and completed. He's 7 laps on this stint now. These drivers should be good to go to the end of this thing, Connor.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you pit now, you should be good on fuel. Hennings right now is the leader of everyone who's already made their pit stop, and the guy who pit from the top 5 was Telganoff. He's still a few seconds behind as Adam Cabot's going to bring it down the pit lane. Lap 74, another one of those front runners hitting pit lane.
So Adam Cabot, the first here outside of Telganoff for the top 3. This could be kind of that deciding factor. This is the chess game we were talking about, Connor, where if you short pit or maybe stretch the run out a little bit further and have better tires for the long run, you can see here with Baffert and Martinez, they have prevailed here. When it's all said and done, you get 30 plus laps. Get 30 plus laps on this stint, Connor. It looks like the 42 and the 43 are the cars to beat.
Definitely looks like at this run, Shoemaker, Kite, I think Shinovsky's in as well, but yeah, they definitely saved their stuff. We're not in that battle that Cabot was stretching his tires on. They just kind of laid back, and once they felt like they could go hard with the tire advantage, they went for it, and they've pulled out a pretty decent gap above almost everyone else. Bailey Turner's still keeping up, but he just doesn't have enough to really battle those two. It's going to be tough, but I think you might need to beat these guys to pit road to beat them.
I don't know, they're starting to get a little loose there. You saw Martinez have a slip up on the exit.
4th place in, Shepard. Doesn't look like anyone's taken 2. Looks like the 17 of Cabot took 4 as well. Wright's going to come out behind the 17 of Cabot, who's kind of boxed in. What a move that is to get around both Bailey Turner and Alec Martinez.
Yeah, this is fresher tires there for the 17 and the 47. These cars have come down pit road. Telganoff is going to go by. Sturgill also on 4 fresh ones. He's got about 3 laps on these tires now. Come by for lap 78. Ben Baffert continues to stay out. We'll have just over 20 to go. I think if these guys stretch the run much longer, they're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. You're kind of putting yourself in a danger zone by staying out this long. You don't want to give yourself a little amount of time where you would basically need no mistakes to end up winning this race. And with all this traffic passing them on fresh tires, it's almost certainly slowing these drivers down as well. I don't think that's helping either. I really think if I'm Bailey Turner, I want to get the pit lane now. There's so much going on. I want to get out of this. And I think he's going to. I think it's the right decision. There was so much traffic going on there. So much traffic, I should say.
Going to continue to stay out here for Baffert and Martinez. Jeff Wright going to unlap himself here on the inside of 1 and 2. 48 back on the lead lap now. He would cycle through as probably competing for the top 5, but still interested to see if staying out this long is going to pay off for Ben Baffert and Alec Martinez. They have to make a call here.
That's the issue. Oh, man, they're hitting behind him. Shepard and Max Koss just made contact, but they kept it straight. Looks like they're going to come in this time by, but this is the one thing I was confused about. They strived on the long run this run, and this time they're going to go for a shorter run. They're going to have 21 laps on fresh tires to make it work. I don't think you can hard save and get to the front like you did the previous run, but well, maybe I'll be wrong. We'll see, but they definitely waited pretty long to do that.
Austin Belke is going to take over the top spot. He's going to stay out an additional lap. 38 now on the stint. Tyler Dohar, Ben Baffert down pit road. Tyler Dohar just behind in the 2nd position. About a second back here from the 89. Maybe going to try to get a lap lead. Remember, in that big crash, the 77 was all but destroyed here and has recovered nicely.
Yeah, these guys, this is a group of the guys who are probably going to run as long as they possibly can, but these are the only 2 left. Brian Hennings, he was really the first guy to make a pit stop. He would cycle to be the leader. He's a second in front of Chad Klinger. It's another half second to Sturgill, and this is where the real battle is at this point. Klinger right ahead of Sturgill, and then Cabot and Jeff Wright going to battle again. They just got by Telganoff, and then you got to go even further back to get to the teammates who just pit with the 42 and 43.
Yeah, and Martinez actually kind of won that battle off of pit road. I'm not sure if Baffert had a bad exit. Looked like an additional second to his teammate there on pit road. Same amount of time in the box, but just not a good exit. Which is kind of bizarre because the 42 has one of the front boxes here on pit road. He can pretty much exit on the throttle all the way out.
I think another thing that's notable, Bailey Turner pit a lap before them. He did not get out in front of him. Both these drivers were able to jump the 24 of Turner. He clearly didn't have a good enough sequence either. And I thought these drivers would be a little further back than the guys who kind of undercut. They really don't have that much ground to make up in 20 laps. Especially when they're battling this hard. They're all over each other.
Hennings trying to lead a lap here. He's relying on Tyler Zohar to come down pit road as soon as possible. 39 laps now on the stint. I think the 77 is just praying for a yellow to recover this track position.
Yeah, I think at this point, he's just going to run this dry, try to get a yellow, and run it as long as he can to the point where everyone else who's pit probably needs to think about taking at least 2 tires and pitting with him. It would put himself in a much better spot, because I think even at this point you would see drivers take another set of tires, so that's what Dohar is hoping for at this point. But he does have a lot of ground to work with. He's got 18 seconds back to Hennings to bleed here.
Now it's Jeff Wright who got to the inside. The 48's going to take away the second position. So unfortunately for Hennings, Tyler Johar stays out long enough that I don't think Hennings is going to get this lap led.
I don't know if it's about the lap lead, just trying to undercut and hope track position gets him a shot. Wiggle. Oh, he's going to hit the wall. Not going to do much damage, but definitely not going to have the tire to compete for this win. Sturgill gets by for what would cycle to be second. Becomes Telkinoff to get the right rear. Not too far back, those teammates, 42, really the 43, I should say, is gaining hard. Although they're both faster. Martinez, like you said, got that advantage over Ben Baffert. They're hunting that lead line down very quickly.
Checking deeper in this field, Nick Hapiak in the 06 up to 16th position. I think with Hapiak was outside the top 30 to start the day out here, so past half the field to be here. I know that my overlay is a little broken, but the important thing is that we got back in this session. We're back to watch this race. It's been action-packed from, especially in that first half, Connor. We've got so many highlights to talk about between, door checks, guys rubbing all the way down the front stretch, 5 wide at times. Now you've got the other side of Auto Club, where not traffic, but more of the strategy aspect.
We've definitely seen all angles of Auto Club today. We had a 15-20 car pileup. We had 2 different feuds involving Joseph McWhorter, and we had even a wreck under caution accidentally, but definitely seeing the great side of Auto Club right now, seeing every lane be used, the draft playing a big factor as Tyler Dohar finally brings in the pit with 15 to go. Just seeing why this track is so great. Misses his stall, he'll lose some time, but at this point, I would think he's hoping for a yellow now, because then he'll have the freshest tires. That's when it would end up working, but either way, we've seen great battling the second half of this race, and Jeff Wright, he's got a decent lead, but Alec Martinez only 2.5 seconds back, and he's about to get the work.
We wondered if there would be enough time for the 43 and the 42. Martinez a little bit better on and off pit road. I think Martinez is probably going to end up in the top 3 within these next 5 laps. He's on the move.
Leader Jeff Wright ran a 41.779. He's actually faster than Martinez that time, though, so clean air has proven to be very valuable at this point for the 48, while Martinez and Baffert and anyone else, they're going to have to fight.
Oh, boy.
And Hennings had contact there. Accidental, but that's going to hurt Baffert just a little bit, but this dirty air, all this side-by-side that these two got to work through might really be tough to overcome, but The laps are long here. They have plenty of time. Like this, I think Hennings just maybe gets a little sideways, yeah.
Hennings was up near that wall, got up in the marbles a little bit.
That time by Martinez was 0.3 faster, but yeah, just a little sideways into Baffert. I don't think it hurt each other's cars, but this is slowing up Baffert a decent amount. He's going to push Chad Klinger by, then he'll go for the move on the 0-9. Once clear of J.R. Shepherd, there he goes.
After trying to match pace here with his teammate Alec Martinez. When I say top 3 in the next 5 laps, I got 3 laps left to do it. You watch enough of these, Connor, you start to judge the speed, the pace, and based off these lap times, 41.736. It will even off here probably for the last 3 or 4 laps. And I know Jeff Wright probably in a little bit of conservation mode. So when Martinez does get there, if he gets there, he'll have something for him.
Yeah, I think if he keeps gaining 0.2 per lap, he will get there with maybe no time to make a move. So he's got to hope to pick it up. He's got to hope these guys just don't battle him that hard. But I'd be shocked if at least one of these guys don't try to battle him hard. He got by Telganov. Will Telganov cross him over? He won't. So that's one check mark for the 43. He got some help. Does not have to be held up by the 47 any longer. He was about 0.3 faster than Jeff Wright that time by. But I think Cabot might be a harder pass, but Cabot really missed the middle of 1 and 2 there. He's got this run to the inside, but if he doesn't clear Cabot, he's going to be stuck, and he just couldn't make that work.
On the back stretch, a little hip check.
So he kind of really needs to get 2 for 1 here if he can. I think both him and Cabot are faster than Sturgill. This is going to be a squeeze. Cabot's trying to get the right rear of Sturgill. Sturgill trying to hang on the right rear of Martinez. Alec didn't get clear that time either.
He's going to take a send here into 1.
But he was still faster, only by a few hundredths, but he was faster than the 48. And now he should be able to set sail. Bapper's going to try to follow him through, but now they're 3 wide for that position. Really tight squeeze.
Just behind Alec Martinez, you have Ben Baffert. 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Now a send to the inside for Baffert. They're on even tires here for the 2nd position. He gets clear. He'll slide up.
No.
Not quite clear to 17.
That's really going to hurt his chances. You just see the momentum he loses, how much ground he loses to Martinez. He gained a decent bit of that back for Martinez. He's got clean track. 1.7 seconds and 9 laps to get up to that 48. Last time by, he was really only a 10th slower, even less than that actually. He's got to pick it up.
Now with clean air, I think Martinez has it. He shaves off 0.3 a lap like he was earlier. He'll be at the back bumper of Jeff Wright within the next 5.
We always say it though, catching's one thing, passing that's another thing. We saw how aggressive Jeff Wright's defense was earlier in the race. How hard is he going to defend for the race victory? Trying to get his 2nd one at this track. 42.17 for Jeff Wright that time. It was a 42.01 for Martinez, so that's only about a 10th and a half.
We saw the defense earlier, but that was against, the same tire set as well. It might be a little bit tougher to pull that.
Where's?
It's about 5 lap difference on tires, 4 laps. 13 on the stint for Martinez, 17 for Jeff Wright.
Once he gets draft, I think he's going to gain even more time, but he's just not quite in that range. As a matter of fact, Jeff Wright's going to have some draft from Brian Carwell here. That time it was a 42.3. That time it was a 0.2 difference.
It's down to 1.3 seconds, 1.2 as they come through 1 and 2. Keeps dwindling down. A caution here would reset everything. How many cars do you think will come down pit road for that final set?
I think everyone's got to come down for a set. The fall-off's still good enough where you don't really want to stay out, but I think you would see 2 tires. We saw it work 2 weeks ago. I would be shocked if Bailey Turner didn't try it at least 1 more time. And even Tyler Dohar, you might see him stay out because he's got the freshest tires. But now this is the worst nightmare for Jeff Wright, is that Martinez is kind of back. I don't know if he's backed up or Baffert just caught him, but they're going to kind of draft with each other. They should gain even more time doing that. Martinez did not gain a lot on Jeff Wright that time, though. Oh, he's sideways. But right here is where it's going to come into play. You're going to have Baffert just shove him down the back straightaway. Hope for some extra speed in the turn number 3 and just hope that makes a difference to get one of those two the victory. They were 2 miles an hour faster in a turn 3 than Jeff Wright.
We're running out of laps. They need about 2/10 a lap here.
Cabot's actually tagging along with these two either. Don't count him out. See, Jeff Wright, a 42.397 that time by. It was a 2.75 for Martinez. It was only a 10th. That's not enough. Like I said, I think one thing that's helping Jeff Wright is I don't know if he's getting that much bad air from Carlisle. He's just able to draft him down to straightaways.
Probably going to see that lead go below 1 second here in the next lap or two.
See, this is where I get out of his dirty air. It's a little too close for my liking.
Yeah, really tight off the floor because of it. Still able to hold with him though.
Difference that time, he went a 10th slower, but Martinez was still only a 10th faster. This is best case scenario for the 48 right now. Oh man, Cabot's maybe trying to get both of these guys. I'm shocked. He's kind of got some speed at the end of a long run himself that he didn't have the previous run. Carwell's finally going to give way to Jeff Wright.
He's got older tires than everyone ahead of him right now.
Doing a really good job hanging in there. Hoping these two can push up to the 48 and then maybe steal one. But he's only got 3 more laps to hope for that.
3 laps to go from Auto Club. Alec Martinez, 9/10 of a second. Ben Baffert in 3rd. Adam Cabot 4th. They have pulled away from J.R. Shepherd car on the wall there. I think that was Martinez that got a piece of it there entering 1.
He might have
Baffert tags it as well.
I think Cabot was the one who hit the wall, but then Baffert tagged it as well, so no push down the straightaway. Just that's what we were worried about, though. They pit just maybe a lap too late. Oh man, he's sliding out of 2. He slid out of 4. Oh, they might wreck. That's gonna do it, probably.
What a save there. 2 laps left, but they did not gain time, and Cabot's been lurking for quite some time.
At this point, I think Cabot knows they ain't getting to Jeff Wright, so he's going to try to get both of these drivers for this position. That was a big send into turn number 1. He's going to get both of them in one corner. Oh, Martinez in the wall again. What a pass that was.
That's probably all she wrote here. Jeff Wright is going to take the white flag. Martinez is around.
Caution.
And caution. We had about 1,200 feet here for Jeff Wright to take the white flag. And Alec Martinez goes for a loop here. I think he had help.
Yeah, I'd say.
And it was a teammate.
Yeah, that sure was a teammate. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a letter from Jeff Wright saying otherwise, but that looked pretty obvious. What they were going for there. You know, race for the wins out of reach. Cabot gets by both of them. And my opinion, this is one driver saying, you know what, we need a caution. He just runs through Martinez, and you know, Martinez didn't really make an effort to save it. His wheel wasn't turned right until it was already over. So this is going to be a pretty dramatic finish because of that. Right here, you can see off the mirror, I mean, he just gets punted. He does turn it right. But, like, I mean, Baffert just punts him for no reason. And let's see what the strategy is. Looks like everyone's bringing it on the pit road. But the question is, how many tires do you take?
If I'm the 24, I'm taking 2 of them. I'm going to try to go 3 time on this.
And this is exactly what I thought would happen. Oh, nope, that is not. I thought Dohar stayed out. He did not. That was Dakota Floyd, laps down. So no one trying that strategy.
There it is, 2 tires.
Let's see. I think if I'm Baffert, I think Baffert probably should take 2. I don't think he will. Cabot and Bailey Turner take 2. Here comes Chad Klinger and Nick Hapiak also taking 2. Everyone else looks like they took 4. Maybe J.R. Shepard also took 2, possibly. Couldn't tell. But that's kind of what I expected.
We're going to see 3 in a row here for Bailey Turner because of this call.
Just have to wait and see. Classic Bailey Turner fashion if he gets this one. A lot on the line to go for 3 in a row to start the season. Get his 2nd in a row at this track on strategy again. Chad Klinger trying to get another victory. Nick Hapiak trying to make a name for himself. He'll restart 4th. He's going to have a really good shot at this one. And Jeff Wright, he's got to be sick. He was maybe 500 feet away. Oh, he just spun Hapiak under caution. That had to be an internet issue. What in the world is happening today? That had to be an internet issue. We've seen that from Jeff Wright before, where he blinks out. Oh yeah, there's no way he knew he was there. What in the world? It's a full moon in Auto Club.
Yeah, it is.
In the middle of the day. I think Hapiak will get a spot back. I was just talking about him. Thankfully, I don't think he got damaged, but his tire's maybe not as fresh anymore.
Okay, so organized chaos. Green-white checkered territory. Lights are out on the pace car. We're doubling back up. Overtime here for race number 3. Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner on 2 tires. Chad Klinger also on 2. Nick Hapiak, he picks up some spots. 4 tires start in the 5th position with Jeff Wright, who had about 1,200 feet to get the victory. He had the white flag in the air.
It was waving. He had it in hand.
Alec Martinez and the 42 of Ben Baffert have a problem through 3 and 4. Martinez goes for a loop, and that sets up our first attempt at overtime here tonight.
Martinez will restart.
Looking to go 3 in a row.
Martinez will restart 6th. Baffert will restart 9th. We got 3 attempts. I have a feeling we might not just use 1.
Saturday night racing at Auto Club. Lap 103 about to be underway. Into that Geico restart zone. 2 tires for Baffert on the high line into turn 1. Wheel spin, but he gets it going.
Decent amount of wheel spin, but not enough. Here goes Jeff Wright, immediately going to go 3 wide. But doesn't really have any momentum to go there. Hapiak's got a bit of a run to the top. Turner's going to cut the bottom off if he can. Couldn't really do it. Oh, there's cars everywhere. Look at this. No, Sturgill sliding. There goes Telganoff in front of the field. We're going to get a second. Donnie Kite's in it. Baffert's in it. Hennings is in it. Case Lakatis. Baffert hit the inside wall hard. We'll go again. I think we saw cars in every lane. That was not going to work. Man, he backed in hard. Did Baffert. And that turn 3 incident's going to end up costing him a really good finish. I mean, cars everywhere here, and just one has a bobble, it's going to cause chaos. Sturgill's the one who bobbles. Telganoff nowhere to go. Oh, man, Rob Hamp just got through that. Baffert did not. Oh, wide before the entry to turn number 1. Sturgill, I don't even think, I think he got squeezed. Yeah, he got squeezed. Tried to give Martinez the room to make that work, just couldn't do it. Looks like Dohar got involved. Really, the only big hit was to the 42 and the 47. I still don't know how Rob Hamp gets through this, but watch Case Lakatis is on board. nowhere to go. It was not. There he goes. He got slapped. That's why he spun. Someone slapped him down just trying to avoid the rest of the chaos. Rob Hamp's on board, maybe. Get a view of this. Oh, man, not over yet. But wow, that was impressive.
I need to watch it one more time. I didn't realize they were still wrecking in front of him.
That was Donnie Kite, who just got clipped at the end. But I don't think the wreck went any further than that. He just barely got clipped. And I think that's Hennings who hit him a little bit.
Hennings made it through pretty much unscathed.
At this point in the race, that's not enough damage to pit for, that's for sure. Almost got through it. Just kind of had nowhere to go once the 26 got clipped right in front of him. He came out of that 14th position.
You can tell Brian Hennings has been doing a lot of super speedway racing with that evasive maneuver, but this puts us in overtime again, and Bailey Turner had a little bit of wheel spin there on that restart, and so did Adam Cabot. Nick Hapiak out of turn 2 was able to get just ahead of the 17. He will be alongside for this restart.
Yeah, Hapiak did get a pretty decent restart there. The issue is that you would think Turner and Cabot definitely try to game this restart to get both of them out in front. But we'll just have to see what their plan is, because Jeff Wright's in the mix as well.
Those 4 fresh tires on that 48.
Yeah, and he got up to 4th pretty quickly. That might... I don't think it's going to make much of a difference in 1 and 2. Once you get to 3 and 4, that's where 4 versus 2 will really, I think, show the big difference. Yeah. You got Martinez there on 4 as well.
Here's the other part, though. With these guys on 2 tires, there's 3 of them up here. They're probably going to play all 3 lines through 3 and 4. Does Jeff Wright have that window to carry that momentum out of the exit, or does he end up with, Adam Cabot sliding up the track in front of him, playing defense? Does, Martinez get to his inside, take away that line? He can't pivot, get the car to rotate before he exits. There's a number of factors here when you're this far back. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but still a lot of traffic here to try to get the lead.
That's the thing. You're going to have to make a lot of quick passes to get to the front, and you just don't have the time to do that when everyone on a fresh set of tires, whether it's 2 or 4. The draft is still going to be very important. The side draft is going to be important. So passing on the inside is going to be almost impossible. If you don't get clear up to the wall, you're going to have someone side drafting you, slowing you down. It's going to be tough for those drivers on the bottom line. Besides Turner, who's going to get the jump out in front, if they can't get the restart to where Cabot can get in front of Hapiak, I think Martinez, I think Sturgill, they're all going to have a really tough time getting up in a position to win this race.
We'll tack on 2 more cautions to that total, and we'll put it at 9. Second overtime here tonight. Lap 107 about to be underway. Bailey Turner trying to go 3 in a row. Hapiak trying to snag it away. Jeff Wright had it stolen away, but can he get back onto that top spot on the podium? Green flag back underway. Green-white checker number 2.
And yeah, 24 got a good jump, but Cabot did not get there. Jeff Wright's looking 3 wide to the middle, but couldn't quite make it there. Do we get out of turn 2? Hapiak is going to be put 3 wide top. Oh, Cabot just couldn't get up in front of the 48.
And Bailey Turner is going to take the white flag this time around if they can make it through 3 and 4.
Jeff Wright still in the middle. He's got the extra grip. I think he's going to get clear of Hapiak. He did.
He does. That's what he needs. All that contact with Klinger.
There's wrecking at the back. We're still green. I think we're going to make it to the white flag. 1 more to go.
And Bailey Turner just has to hold on to go 3 in a row. A feat that no one has done here at Saturday Night Racing just yet in the Cup Series. Out of turn 2, Wright got tight.
Oh, another big crash. Hamp's
Rob
around.
Hamp.
Klinger's around. Gonna race it back.
No way did Bailey Turner get this gifted. for 3 times in a row out of 3 and 4. One more time out of the exit and across the line. Bailey Turner with 2 tires is going to get the victory. He steals it away. Battle for second.
Whoa!
Cabot into the wall.
Oh,
But
big
Bailey
crash.
Turner is your winner at Auto Club.
Somehow, he finds a way again.
3 in a row for the 24. Jeff Wright and Adam Cabot door bang coming out of the exit. And man, if you're Jeff Wright, this one's gonna probably sting for a while.
Oh boy, Jeff Wright had it. Once he looks at what went down on lap 99, he'll probably be sick. But Bailey Turner's going to be feeling really good about where his points position is. Dominating the early part of this season. He led 8 laps. That's all he needed.
Most importantly, he led that last one. How about that for the finish? We came down to 1,200 feet. White flag was all but in the air and waving. And we get a late restart, late pit stops. Bailey Turner with the 2-tire call. Adam Cabot also on that call. Hapiak had contact there on that backstretch. We'll have to go back and take a look at that. But how about it here?
There's a whole lot to look at here. He still crossed the line 7th. I think him and Klinger had contact. And then I thought Jeff Wright was going to build a run into 3, but he didn't even get to turn 3 with a chance. He just ran himself kind of out of room there. So much unfolded in that the final 5 corners of the race, really, is where it all set off. This is already after. There's the second incident. Rob Hamp, hard hit to the wall. Belke, Chad Klinger have nowhere to go. And Klinger was put in that spot. Oh, look out, Kenny Kibbe. Klinger was put in that spot because of the contact out of 4. Don't know what happens. Couldn't see what happened to Hamp there, but we'll see the next time around. Here we go. We get 3 wide for second. Bailey Turner trying to break the draft as one of those drivers blinked out there. That kind of jumbled things up. You can see Bailey Turner kind of breaking the draft back and forth. Wrecking in the back, but this is what happens at the front. Looks like Hapiak, remember he's on 2 tires, just kind of got sideways, and Klinger got put in a bad spot because of it. They're wrecking at the back, but we get the white flag anyways. 4 wide. Big bump there to 0-6. 54 actually hit the wall himself. I don't see Hamp from this angle. Oh, there he is on the bottom. Oh, and he's just gonna hook it hard into the wall. Henning's got a big piece of that as well. And what didn't even get shown there was Jeff Wright getting put in the wall. Putting himself in the wall, just gave himself no chance at the win, but that's all set and done. They get 3-4 wide for about the 5th or 6th position. They're all up against the wall, running themselves out of room. Then the battle for second. Cabot tries to get to the inside of the 48, then actually doors him, spins himself out. And then the 98 and 45, Villalobos might have gotten the top 5. He got involved in that as well. Look out, Lakanis. Oh, he got clipped there. Bam, there goes another. Finally got a flip. It's about as violent as a crash you'll see. Oh, and Tyler Dohar, he got a piece of it as well. I don't even know who that was. That was the 88 who piled into Adam Cabot. Didn't even talk about Keith Shoemaker all night. Fortunately, that's how his race finished.
We got some Clark Print Shop biggest mover to talk about here in just a little bit. But while we round up that information, your final results and your top 3, you are watching the Saturday Night Racing League live on VSPEED, presented by M&J Distributors. More coverage post-race right after this.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
What is up, everyone? I am Joshua Banks, driver of the number 35 Matco Tool Supra.
Comes back. He's going to send it to the inside. They're 3 wide for the race lead. They're going to Joshua Banks is going to win it. Unbelievable.
And also co-owner of M&J Distributors for the sponsor of Saturday Night Racing. So I just want to thank every single one of you for tuning into tonight's race. I hope you will put on a good show for you guys. I hope that you will enjoy it. So if you do, make sure you drop a thumbs up to VSPEED and subscribe to them, because they, as y'all know, if you haven't already, they put on some great broadcasts. So I'll make this short and sweet. The main reason for sponsoring Saturday Night Racing League is because I've been with these guys for a long time. I've raced with a lot of them. I've been through some rough times, some good times, and arguments and everything like that. But still, grand scheme of things, been through a lot of these guys, and I really do like where this league's going. I want to support it. They've given a lot to the league already, and I think, you know, I'm capable to support back. So that's what we're doing, and we want to keep this league free, you know, for people to join, to have a good time, come in and race and just have fun, you know, and that's what we're all about. So that's the main reason, and that's all I really have to say about it. So I hope you do enjoy the race, enjoy the season coming up. We are hopefully going to put on a great season for you guys. Also, make sure to check out my YouTube channel, Banksy the iRacer. Link will be in the description. Check out, and you can see my point of view, see what's happening on my end. If you want to watch it, it's completely fine. If not, no big deal. So come on over, hang out after the broadcast of this race, and hopefully we'll see you over there. If not, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on track.
Back here live at Auto Club. Saturday Night Racing League and their Cup Series has concluded. A little bit of overtime here tonight for 108 laps in Fontana. It was Bailey Turner who's going to make it 3 in a row this week. Caution count a little off here tonight. 10 cautions, 14 lead changes, probably a little bit more than that on the lead changes as well. But Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright, and Adam Cabot. 3 different strategies throughout the day. Jeff Wright all but had this thing wrapped up. Late caution comes out, puts Bailey Turner on a 2-tire strategy, and that was the race-winning call here tonight. We'll get an interview with those guys in just a second. J.R. Shepard with a top 5. He'll finish in 4th. Led some laps here today. Julio Villalobos Jr., how about that for the 45? He's going to get 5th position. Michael Sturgill in 6th. Nick Hapiak, also in 2 tires. Had some contact with the wall, had some contact with Chad Klinger, but is able to keep the thing going straight. He's going to get a top 10. Bryce Shoemaker, excellent finish for him. He's going to finish in 8th. And how about that? Johnny Rapp had damage for 90% of this race. He's going to get 9th. And Alec Martinez, who led a lot there, thought maybe they were going to have a chance, ran out of time. He'll get 10th.
Just came up a few laps short, then the yellow didn't really end up helping him out. Ray Massey, it's rarely a race goes by we don't talk about Ray Massey, but not a lot happened for the 23, excuse me. Finished 11th though, decent points night. Christopher Hodges, same thing, 12th for him. Caleb Weekly involved in some incidents, but almost everyone in this field was involved in some incidents. He finished 13th. Donnie Kite got some contact late, but got 14th. Matt Shinosky 15th. Brian Hennings, he was a top 10 driver tonight, but only gets 16th. Joseph McWhorter had the contact with the 42, then he had more contact with the 35, but he at least recovered for 17th. Case Lakatos 18th. Keith Shoemaker, who flipped after the line, finishing in the 19th position, and Max Cost, another top 20 for the 63.
21st goes to Brandon Wallace. Eddie Trejo will finish in 22nd. Then you have the 77 of Tyler Johar in 23rd. Morgan Lilly 24th. Chad Klinger gets sent all the way back after an accident there on the white flag. Goes back to the 25th position. Austin Belkey will finish 26th. Brian Chambliss 27th. Rob Hamp 28th. Philip Brewer, winner in the Xfinity or the Challenger Series rather, and he will round out here for 29th. Oscar Jensen, your top 30.
Jensen just getting in the top 30. Mike Sturgill making his first start of the season, finishing 31st. 32nd, Ryan Carwile. Ben Vafford ran up at the front. Contact with Martinez, doesn't get the good finish he was going to earn, finishing 33rd. Dakota Floyd 34th. Andrew Telganoff, he ran at the front all night, only 35th for him. Mark McFadden 36th. Kenny Kibbe 37th. Joshua Banks just kind of logging laps at the end there, finishing 38th after the wreck with McWhorter. Joseph Sullivan, we saw him wreck, no yellow came out, he finished 39th. Nick Wood in the 27, he got involved in a lot of other people's messes tonight, and he only gets 40th to show for it.
We have three more cars to technically talk about. Logan Threlkeld, John Lehman, and Noah Mahalski, all DNF here tonight. Denton was in there as well, but problems very early for the 93, never could recover. Ended up getting caught up in a second incident there, sent him to the grass and eventually to pit road. So that will round out your field as we have some drivers to talk to here in this top three. First driver that we're going to talk to is the 17 of Adam Cabot. Connor Horn has caught up with him on pit road.
Uncomfortable.
I do have Adam Cabot. I'm sorry to rip you away from your conversation, Adam. Not the great. We don't do timing at VSPEED, but you at least got third place out of it. You led 7 laps. Definitely in the fight for the top 3 at the end of a race, but you weren't going to get the 48. You got the yellow to get a chance at it. But what more did you need on the restarts to get the Bailey?
I need a couple things. I could have done different that probably would have won me the race. First of all, the last stop when I took 2, Bailey got ahead of me because I forgot to uncheck my fuel, so I had to wait in the second can, which just added probably 3 seconds to the pit stop for no reason. So if I didn't do that, if I just actually unchecked that box, I would restart with the lead, and I think he gave me the lead with a couple laps to go. 2 tires were pretty close to 4, so yeah, pretty annoyed with myself that I, in my mind, gave up the win by doing that. But as far as the last run of the race, I think I needed like 5 more laps. I knew that the guys around me were on better tires since I pitted before them. So I just figured if I just tried to save tires as good as I possibly could, just wrapping the bottom that whole last run, trying to pick up drafts where I could. I figured if I could just save my tires and be within striking distance of the top 5, I'd have something at the end to maybe, come back with. But, it actually worked, surprisingly. We're running Jeff back down, but obviously we weren't going to catch him. But if we had like 5 more laps in that race, that would have been really interesting because I think at that point we would have actually been able to get to him. But, I feel bad for Jeff. That last caution probably definitely shouldn't have come out there. So that was unfortunate. But very happy for Bailey. Big weekend for him getting engaged, now winning this race too, which I didn't even think was going to show up to. So happy for him.
I didn't even mention that, but he did get engaged, so goodness, he's on a very hot streak for sure. But I was going to ask you about the lap 99 yellow. I don't need your input. I think I got enough from that, but I was going to get to your input about how the race was. Obviously, it wasn't too hot of a track for Auto Club. The draft still mattered. You definitely still need to be single file, but it's just even per Auto Club, per usual, looked like you could move around a lot still as the run went on. How fun was it?
That was a lot of fun. It was cool to see the top side actually come in a bit and be able to defend. And actually, towards the end of the race, right at the end, I felt like there was actually like a little bit of speed up there. I wish it was a little bit more prevalent and that multi-groove just worked better in general. But there's no point in just saying that for the last 5 years straight. At some point, it'll get fixed or it won't. But it is what it is right now. So, but yeah, hopefully that update, whatever the next update is, improves the multi-groove a bit. It's better than it was for sure. And this was a lot of fun tonight, but still not nearly as multi-groove as it should be at Auto Club.
And definitely still got the most of it for you for sure. Top 5 driver regardless, but you get the 3rd place out of it, even after wrecking across the line. Still P3, so congrats on that. And when you want to shout out, thank.
Oh, well, this is Bailey Turner's weekend, so I'll give him another shout out. Congrats to him on getting engaged. Congrats on winning the race, and 3 for 4 in the season. That's pretty damn impressive. So, like you said, he's on quite a hot streak.
Yeah, 4 for 4 if you count the engagement, but that's 3 for 3 to start this season. You could not get that win, but still a good P3 for you in your 2nd start of the season. Congrats, Adam. Thanks for talking to us. We'll see you one of these weeks once again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Connor.
Yes, sir. That is 3rd place finisher Adam Cabot, and we'll get to our race winner in a little moment. But Bradley, I believe you got the guy who was in position for this win. Jeff Wright led 35 laps. He was so close to victory before that lap 9 on yellow. Bradley, you got him.
Yeah, Jeff, I gotta say, man, 1,200 feet. It's get the tape measure out. How close do you have to get to that line for it to be official?
I don't know, man. We were so close there that we were gonna see that white flag. I guess you just need certain drivers not in the field. Maybe that would help. But yeah, super unfortunate. This next gen car, man, it's a handful. It's a struggle, and it's something I'm really uncomfortable in, and kind of surprised to even find myself in this position to even maybe close one of these out, and was pretty excited that we might be able to do that, and to have it taken away there on a late race caution, that kind of hurts. But good points day for us, though. We obviously started the season off very poorly, back-to-back 30 place finishes, so we were like 80 points or something behind the behind the leader. So we've dug ourselves a deep hole. It's not the win that we wanted tonight, but 2nd place, you gotta take the good things from it, and obviously that's a lot of points tonight, so that should help us kind of get ourselves back into the a little bit further up there, and not back in the 30s like we were coming into tonight. But yeah, it was a handful tonight, that's for sure. A lot of fun racing between Adam Cabot and Sturgill and Chad and Bailey, everybody up there. I mean, we were duking it out for sure, and this car, man, it's so on edge. So you definitely got to have a tight grip of that steering wheel, because it's tough, and just needed things to go a little bit differently.
We talked about the first half of this race quite a bit. It looked like a lot of aggression to start this thing off. What was your opinion on some of the moves that were made, maybe some of the tempers?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of cars out here at Auto Club, Speedway for sure. I mean, we're supposed to have 43. I don't know what happened with the count, but I think there was even a little bit more than that out there for some reason.
44.
Yeah, 44, that extra guy out there. But yeah, it's just a lot of cars all going for it, and the cold tires too. This car is super sketchy on just short run, and you got to get heat in the tires really before you can kind of settle in and actually have a predictable race car going into the corners. And I think people just being a little bit impatient. Trying to get all they can get early with it being such a big field, and you'll have that sometimes. We've usually been pretty good about that, having good clean races, but yeah, it got a little bit messy there towards the beginning. But thankfully we got a good long run there, and green flag pit stops and everything towards the end of the race, so that kind of, I feel like, made up for it a little bit, and I actually got to have some fun out there rather than just pacing all night.
Well, outside of that, Jeff, I know this one probably is going to taste a little strange after being within 1,200 feet of getting that white flag. You end up with a podium, but just kind of a strange, surreal outcome. I know that we broke a trend as well. We have 3 wins now for Bailey Turner in the regular season, going on to Phoenix next week. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Bailey. I mean, he's making all the right decisions and executing the strategy, and keeping 2 tires. That's hard to hang on to, and he's done that 2 weeks in a row now. So props to him for obviously hanging on and wheeling the race car, but also just making the winning strategy calls at the end of these things. So he's gonna be tough to beat this season. He's got this car figured out for sure, and we've already handed him the 3 wins are going to be 9 bonus points going in the playoffs. So he's already got 9 playoff points. Everybody else is not going to have any. So right now it's looking like if somebody doesn't get this 24 under control, this championship is going to be really, really tough to take away from him for sure. And yeah, just real quick, just thanks, obviously, broadcasting, you and Connor up in the booth, all of our sponsors, all the other co-league admins help put this thing on. So it takes a lot of work and dealing, talking with a lot of people trying to keep this thing going. So it can be stressful at times, but we got a good group of people here. And although it got a little bit messy early, it's still just awesome to see everybody showing up and seeing how many entries we got and just trying to keep that up.
Appreciate your time, Jeff Wright. Second place, just shy of that win here tonight, but moving on to next week at Phoenix. And finally, that brings us to our race winner 3 times in a row here for Bailey Turner. Connor Horn is down in SNR victory lane with the 24.
I'm hoping this becomes a regular thing in another series that I run with Bailey, but 3 in a row to start the season. Bailey, the points lead's already looking good, but let's not get to the finish right now. Let's get to lap 99. You were in 6th position, just looking to finish off another race while the 48 got the victory. What do you see from your point of view in front of you?
It looks like 2 teammates going hard at it. Yeah, I have to make this one kind of short and sweet. I got family here and everything, celebrating an engagement, but yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that one at all. I just joined in with about 10 minutes practice left and said, screw it, might as well try to have fun and race, and lucked into one. So, if that is the first ever three-peat, that's awesome. If not, looks like I'll have to go for 4.
And before we get to the sponsors and everything, I did want to note the 2-tire call. We saw it work in Texas. It looked like it worked again. Was there anything else that was kind of stopping you from taking 2 tires there, or was that always the call again?
Always a call again. I feel like yeah, Connor, this it seems like that always works out in these kind of races, so I had to take the risk, and glad I beat Adam out of pit road there.
Yeah, the fuel ends up hurting him. You got in front of the 48, he couldn't get close enough. 3 in a row, 8 laps led, on a heck of a roll right now. So congrats to you, and congrats on the engagement as well. Forgot to even mention on the broadcast, but congrats to you. Anyone you want to thank or shout out besides you're getting engaged too?
Yeah, teammates have obviously tried to help Adam there at the end, and I am my new fiance. So yeah, that's about it.
Get back to your family, but congrats on the win. 3 in a row, 2nd in a row at Auto Club, by the way. Congrats, Bailey. Thanks for talking to us. See you soon.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that's going to do it here at Auto Club. It was a turbulent day. A lot of action in the first half of this race. Turned into... oh, man. I mean, you could put an asterisk on this race. None of it made sense. There was a full moon here tonight, Connor.
Yeah, certainly was. Not even just the end of the race, but beginning of the race. It took us a good 40-45 laps to get kicked off with a good green flag run. We saw a huge pileup. A lot of good contenders for the championship later in the season got involved with each other. We'll see if McWhorter and Banks kind of carries over. They both kind of took each other out of the race, but really good green flag running. A very good finish, even with the green-white checkers. This should be an interesting season for sure, and I'm pretty excited for the rest of it. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, we got 2 months, until our next off week, and that's all the way into Chase. But we got to focus on next week, our first visit to Kern Raceway, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. That should be a blast.
Well, I have Phoenix as well here. This is going to be the first that we're going to separate on the schedule. So this will be for Saturday Night Racing League and the Challenger Series. That'll be our next broadcast for week 4. Of course, you bring the graphic up for our schedule. It'll be Kern County on the first 4 Saturday Night Racing League and the Cup Series. I kept reporting that we were going to Phoenix, and I think I convinced everybody that we were going to Phoenix, so I apologize for that. I thought we really were. It's been the same throughout the start of this, but here we set up for the first branch on the Cup Series next week, March 1st. But until then, hope you enjoyed tonight's action. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race here on VSPEED. We have flag-to-flag coverage all season long. For Adam Baker, Connor Horn helping me out here with the coverage all season long. This is Bradley Cooper telling you so long from Auto Club. We'll see you in 1 week's time here on VSPEED.